time to buy these players in Dynasty Fantasy Football. These are guys that we thought their value was going to do something. It's actually gone down too low and hasn't gone back up. So now we're going to be buying them in Dynasty Fantasy Football. We're going to give you 4 guys that you should be targeting in your Dynasty trades today. Do us a huge favor. If you play Dynasty Fantasy Football, drop a like on the video, show your support for the channel, and make sure you are subscribed as well. We've got Dynasty content coming out all year long. We will be your home for Dynasty content. We'd love to have you join the very fast-growing community. We appreciate all your support, and drop a comment, say hello. We love replying to your comments as well. And it's time to buy these players, starting with Matthew Stafford. I know, it's not the sexiest start. And we probably, you know what? No, Matt Stafford's going to be at the end of the video. Javonte Williams is going to be the first guy that I talk about here. Javonte Williams is the RB15 currently in Dynasty. In 2021, on a 50% snap share, which was 31st in the league, he was 13th in weighted opportunities. He did that with 15th in carries, 17th in targets, 23rd in red zone touches, 13th in rushing yards, 8th in juke rate, 6th in evaded tackles, 6th in yards created, 7th in yards created per touch. Yes. We know he had a bad injury. We get it. We all saw this, and we were honestly totally on the opposite side of if you should be buying or selling Javonte Williams. Because we know running backs, the year they come back from their ACL, typically not good. In Dynasty, Javonte Williams, not looking good. It's not even the coaching staff that drafted him. He's playing with a completely different team. What's it going to look like for Javonte Williams? Yes, he had a ton of targets last year in week 1, but we should be selling him and then picking him up later, maybe midway through this season when he drops. We thought he was going to drop midway through the season because we didn't think he'd be back yet. Now look, Javonte Williams is back. And honestly, his stock's going to start going up here pretty soon. It probably already has started going up.
Actually, according to Keep Trade Cut, it's just stayed steady.
So that's why we're buying him.
Which is what we were so wrong about.
It's not just like, oh, he could be back, Sean Payton said he's 100%. I mean, Broncos beat writers are like dumbfounded by the progress this guy's making from his injury comeback.
Like this is looking like next level, like not even Cam Akers level. Like this is actually looking legitimate.
Look, he's looked great in training camp. He doesn't have extensive injury history. He's been cleared for full contact. I mean, like, I don't know what else we'd want to see.
No, this is just something that we were wrong at every turn. We didn't want to draft him at his price because we thought the Broncos were going to draft a running back. We were wrong there.
Yep.
Then we thought that it was going to take him a long time to recover and that he wasn't going to be ready until the middle of the season. We were clearly wrong.
We were wrong about that. Yep.
And we thought that he was going to plummet in value in the future. So we didn't want to take him at price a little bit ago, and we were wrong there because he is, like Avery said, he is just about to go up in value. And this is just something we got to take our L on. Still 23 years old. We missed.
Domain guys, you guys suck. Yes,
yeah, we do.
We do suck. Sorry about that. But it's not too late, and that's why we're doing this video to intercede and say, look, you can still buy this guy, and you can still not be hurt from us telling you not to.
And if you didn't listen to us and you own Javonte Williams, I would actually hold him. I would not be selling the hype when he does increase in value.
No.
Hold him.
Hold. Because we've seen what he's capable of.
Yeah.
You take the next guy.
Next guy is going to be Alvin Kamara. And look, through Alvin Kamara's career, his snap share has been 37, 12th, 11th, 16th, 6th, and 1st. He turned that into number 4, number 8, number 1, number 4, and 13th in points per game. Yes, he decreased last season, but a lot of that was because of his touchdown rate, and that went way down compared to what it used to be. His efficiency on a per carry basis actually went up. And if you notice, his number 1 in snap share coincides with his lowest in points per game. So what does that mean? That means the more time he has on the field, the less efficient and the less effective he gets as a running back. So now you're bringing in Jamal Williams and Kendry Miller to take carries between the 20s, and you get Kamara active in the red zone where he wasn't as active last season because he got too much snap share, and he'll continue to produce at a fringe running back 1 level as little as people believe that going into this season. And this is a guy that we were, as many people were,
yes,
but we're responsible for being wrong here. We'll take our L again. We thought Alvin Kamara was going to get suspended for longer.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, the NFL has proven time and time again that federal offenses of this caliber really don't carry much weight when it comes to NFL suspensions. So even if Kamara is going into a civil lawsuit and being tried and whatnot, like The NFL doesn't care about that stuff. I mean, Deshaun Watson.
And look, I'm not super sorry for being wrong about like that. Like, it's really hard to predict what the NFL is going to do. But again, like I think people just overreact, and we've got to stop reacting with people like that.
Yeah,
like
at
about
price,
suspension.
At Kamara's price, which was
we did with Joe Mixon too.
10th, 11th round, we were scared of taking him. And at this point, you're looking at an offense that, yes, they've looked into signing Kareem Hunt, and that can be scary going into this season. But I think at this point, and at Kamara's current price, you've got to be willing to bet on what he's done in the past when he's really shown no signs of efficiency regression outside of just touchdowns last season.
I mean, look, guys, in 2017, he had 120 carries. In 2018, he had 194. In 2019, he had 171. In 2020, he had 187.
He's never had more than 1,000 rushing yards in a season.
But in the last 2 years, he's gotten 240 and 223 attempts. Last year, he was still carrying the ball more than he did it previously in his career. Last year was not the most efficient and the most high-scoring year of Kamara's career. Why? Because he's good when he's used as that PPR back. He's good when he's paired alongside other backs that can kind of take the workload. That's why they brought in Jamal Williams. They didn't bring Jamal Williams in to take Kamara's production. They brought him in to put Kamara where he's actually good.
Maximize.
I mean,
his production.
what you remember our threshold for career carries when we have guys start seeing drop-offs? What is it?
1,500.
Well, Alvin Kamara, 1,135 carries at this point in his career. Yes, he's 28 years old. We get it. He just turned 28, however. He is still going to be relevant even when he's not on the Saints because of the type of touches he's been getting. He's going to last longer than other backs, and he's still going to have I mean, he's slipped down now to the 9th, 10th, 11th round of dynasty drafts. Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, me talking myself through this has made me realize I have to go buy some Alvin Kamara this week.
Yeah.
Like, I really am going to.
Yeah, I mean, you can get him.
Come on.
You can get him for a second.
That's
like, legit.
He's
so
man.
cheap.
He's Aaron Jones, but like a year ago.
Yeah, and this is something that we just overlooked. He's on contract through 2025. You're talking about all these veteran running backs
what are we doing, Nathan?
that have no contract.
There's an out, though. There's got to be an out, right?
Maybe if they cut him.
We're talking about, we're talking
up.
about guys that aren't even on contract through next year because they're struggling to get new contracts with their team. And Alvin Kamara is technically on contract through 2025. He's got more contract security than Jonathan Taylor and Saquon Barkley.
I mean, that's the same level as Christian McCaffrey. And that's why Christian McCaffrey is going so high in Dynasty right now is because of, I mean, primarily probably his contract situation, which is way more solidified than anyone else in the NFL right now.
I mean, guys, this is, to me, like, and again, we probably should have been buying more of him, so we'll admit that. But this just makes way too much sense for me.
Yeah.
I'm loving Alvin Kamara at this price for sure.
Yep. So the next guy we're going to talk about is
Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram was a guy that we were telling you to be careful with as well. And we probably should have guessed that last year after Evan Ingram was 5th in targets, 3rd in receptions, and 4th in yards, that he'd probably get paid. But we didn't because he originally got tagged, right?
Yeah, he originally got
tagged. And so we were skeptical because honestly, I think a lot of what we said going to the draft, which we were wrong about this as well. Well, kind of wrong because they did draft Brenton Strange. But we thought they would.
Can I just be honest? That was a dumb pick. It was a super dumb pick. I did not like that at all.
But they did draft at least a tight end. We thought they'd draft a higher profile tight end. We were wrong. They ended up giving Evan Ingram the money that he deserves. He got a 3-year contract. It's $41 million with $24 million guaranteed. That's not a contract that you should be shy about being excited about.
He's guaranteed for the next 2 years. He doesn't have an out until 2025.
And here's the thing. His value hasn't really gone up a whole lot. And why? He's got contract security. And he's outscoring a ton of your favorite dynasty tight ends and our favorite dynasty tight ends because we like to preach. And honestly, I would love to just admit that I think we should take a little bit of an L on this. I mean, he was a top 6 producing tight end last year.
There's a chance that he does that again and solidifies himself for the foreseeable future as an elite producing tight end, and he is by far the cheapest. We are not ones to
great
really,
quarterback too.
Yeah, we're not ones to be huge
going in the
fans.
10th round right now.
It's exactly that's the point. It's the price.
He's going in the 10th.
We automatically assumed that once he was guaranteed to be tied to Trevor Lawrence for the next multiple years, that he was going to skyrocket in value and go at least at the same price as Pat Frymuth. Pat Frymuth is still going 3 rounds ahead of Evan Ingram. What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't. I'm not.
And again, it's the Calvin Ridley effect. Everyone's worried about Calvin Ridley, but you have to understand the significance and the importance of Evan Ingram being at his best when he is the 3rd option in that elite producing offense. Evan Ingram didn't really consistently go off until the end of the season where, note, Zay Jones really went off. And you could have really said, okay, then they had really a solidified 3 receiving options there. You had Christian Kirk, you had Zay Jones, and then you had Evan Ingram, who really took off from a consistency standpoint. Now it's Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, and Evan Ingram. That's an upgrade, and I think that's going to help Evan Ingram even more when it comes to his production. And another thing is people are going to be worried about ETN and his receiving upside. Receiving upside, who?
Where?
Like what?
Show me.
Yeah.
Please.
Evan Ingram as a third option there, I'm actually very excited about. That's where he produces the most, 10.6 points per game in non-tight end premium last season, 12.6 points per game in tight end premium with 53% tight end 1 finishes. That's very reliable in the 10th round, way more reliable than any other tight end going 3 rounds ahead of that in Pat Freiermuth. Tied to Trevor Lawrence, got to be excited. We'll close it out here with Matthew Stafford. In 2022, it was a bad season. 15 points per game. Only a single quarterback 1 finish. But I mean, the Rams were pretty bad last year.
And pretty awful. And they're probably going to be
pretty bad this year too. Yeah. But good gracious, the price at this point is like, Matt Stafford is essentially free. He is a risk-free asset. I understand that Matt Stafford's longevity, which we have questioned, and this is why I think we were wrong. We did not like Matt Stafford's price at 8th round. We did not like Matt Stafford's price at 9th round. At 12th or 13th round,
we like his price.
We really, really like his price. I mean, who's reliable at that range anyways? Like, there's no one as reliable or with higher upside than Matt Stafford going at that price. I mean, last season you were excited getting Ryan Tannehill there.
Yeah, and this year too.
And this year you're getting Matt Stafford, who just a year ago in 2021 had 22.6 points per game with 11 quarterback 1 finishes. Yes, he struggled with injury.
He's got to stay
healthy. We're concerned about his injury and his longevity this season. Absolutely. But when you look at him under pressure, this is just how good of a talent he is. 2nd in pressured accuracy rating, 3rd in pressured catchable pass rate, 5th in catchable pass rate, 4th in completion percentage versus man, and 18th in completion percentage versus zone. He can still provide top quarterback production if he stays healthy. And I think this applies to a contender or a rebuild. Yes. If you're looking at a startup, if you're like, my build at this point is looking like a rebuild, take Stafford there, and when he's producing at a high level this season, ship him off to a contender. They're going to need him. If you're a contender, take him there. Take him there as your 3rd QB. Like,
3rd QBs are valuable. Especially in Superflex leagues, absolutely they are.
So
don't underestimate that.
Yeah, we thought that people were going to overrate Matt Stafford going into this season, and we were wrong. He fell in value way more than we expected. Love his price.
Yeah, absolutely. Love all these guys' prices, and we're sorry we tried to start with Matt Stafford. We know that's like not the most attractive thing of all time, but we fixed it. We started with Javonte Williams, and again, these are guys that we think you should be buying in Dynasty leagues, guys that I'm going to be going and buying right after this video. Or after the next video we record when we get done. Yeah. Anyways, make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you play Dynasty Fantasy Football, we're going to be your home for Dynasty content all year round. And also, if you want one of these player blueprints, or wait, rewind. If you want one of these team blueprints for your Dynasty team, now on the screen. You've got to sign up for the annual Mother Flocker tier. That's going to get you a team blueprint. It's going to give you a good idea of your current type of build for your Dynasty team, how to approach that, and how to make moves to continue to win your Dynasty leagues. Again, all found on the blueprint, and the annual Mother Flocker should get you one of those. Any tier on flockfantasy.com/domain. Get you our rankings, our Discord, get you all of our articles, get you all of our research, get you in listener leagues. So flockfantasy.com/domain. Join us over there. We really appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys supporting us and watching the video, and we will see you later.